Hello everybody, welcome back to the kitchen. Doing another episode of Swamp Yankee Cooking. It has been a while, but finally getting back into the swing of things, making something really good. This is actually kind of a southern thing, as I understand, but it is absolutely delicious. It shouldn't just be stuck down in the south. What we're going to be making today is chicken and waffles. It's basically fried chicken with a nice gravy, milk gravy, served on top of a waffle. So I got 4 bowls here. There's going to be a milk bath, a flour, egg, and then cornflake breading to make our breading. But first what we're going to do is slice up the chicken. So these are boneless, skinless chicken thighs. I prefer thighs myself. I like the dark meat, so naturally that's what I buy. Of course, you can buy whatever you want. A lot of people tend to like chicken breasts, but this is what I go for. So some of these thighs have some fat on them. I'm just going to trim that off and set it to the side and make sure they're all more or less uniform side pieces. Chop that into a piece about like that size. Alright, so I will say that I've never really been excellent with making breading for chicken or say chicken fried steak, but I tried this technique once and it worked pretty damn well. So what most people will tell you to do for breading for anything, any sort of fried meat, dunk it in milk and then dunk it in seasoned or dredge it in seasoned flour, and that just doesn't work very well. It's too thin of a coating. So what I did, I start out with milk, dredge it in flour. We're going to season this with salt and pepper, and then we're going to dredge it in a second. This is like a primer coat. Then we're going to have an egg bath that we're going to scramble them up, of course, dredge it through there, and then we're going to crush up some corn flakes and season those and use that as our final coating, and that leaves a nice thick hearty breading. So I'm gonna go for 3 eggs. I can always, whoops, oh boy, I can always crack more. The corn flakes, maybe I should have put these in a bag and crushed them first. I'm just gonna go caveman on it like this. That seems to be working pretty well, actually. You can, of course, buy these pre-crumbled. I think they're called panko breadcrumbs. Kind of the same thing. Now, of course, we got to season everything. I'm going to put salt and pepper into the flour and into the corn flakes. And while I'm doing this, I have oil in a cast iron pan heating up on the stove. I don't have a deep fryer. I don't deep fry stuff often enough to justify one, and arguably you shouldn't be deep frying stuff that often. Now here I'm just putting some salt in. So I'm doing the next best thing. I have the cast iron pan filled with a fair amount of oil. I think it's not really deep frying, it's called like medium frying or something, I forget. There's some special word for it, but I don't know what it is. Now I'm going to put some other stuff in these breadcrumbs just to spice it up a bit, and I don't really know how much the flavor will come through, but it can't hurt to try. What's great about, this is some tarragon here. What's great about the chicken and waffles is that you have a sweet and savory combination. You have the savory chicken and you have the sweet waffle and the sweet maple syrup poured on top. So it's an interesting combination of the two, and it is delicious. There's some paprika, a little bit of cumin, and something tells me to put some brown sugar in as well. You get a kind of a spidey sense after a while of cooking, and this may look a little intimidating. In my past videos, I've always tried to emphasize how cooking isn't challenging. It's not difficult, it's not confusing, it's pretty basic. so don't overthink it. That was some coriander. And you know what, this is New England, and New Englanders love nutmeg. I don't know if that's a bad idea. I'm going to put some of that in. And maybe some chili powder. So we'll mix this up. Hopefully this is enough. After doing this a few times, you kind of get an eye for how much is the right amount. But if you're wrong, you just make more. And if you make too much, well, you waste some, but what can you do? So it looks like my oil is up to what I think is the right temperature. So I'm going to start dredging these. Now the technique, so you don't bread your fingers as well as the meat, have a wet hand and a dry hand. So here's already my dry hand. So now my wet hand, I'm going to dredge it in the liquid. Try to let them soak a little bit. Plop that in there. Whoops. Now with my dry hand, I'll put some flour on that. Both sides. Kind of pat it in. Shake off the excess. And drop it in the egg. Now that flour gives a nice surface for the egg to stick to. Plop that in the breadcrumbs. Kind of pinch some breadcrumbs and put it on top. Pat it in. Flip it over. So that's sticking really well. There we go. So let the excess fall off. Now I'm going to toss this in the oil. Looks like that's just about the right temperature. I'll finish up the rest of them. So here they are, I just flipped them. This one here and here are the ones I put in first. You see they got a little bit dark, so I turned the heat down just a little bit. So I want to make sure they cook through before they burn. But man, is it sure smelling good. And look at that. Beautiful breading and nice and crispy. Okay, we're done frying the chicken. I tried a piece. And holy oh shit is it good. Man, I gotta say I surprised myself a little bit. Here, can you taste it? Oh no. Sucks to be on the other side of the camera. You gotta make it yourself. It is so good. All the seasonings and everything I put in worked out just right. So now I drained off some of the extra oil. I got plenty of the little fried bits of stuff in there. Now we're going to make our gravy. So there's, I have no idea how much oil is in there. A quarter cup maybe, plus all the fried bits. To that we're going to add some flour. So there's, you know me, I don't measure stuff. This is, I don't know, a third of a cup maybe. Whoops. Whisk it in. See what the consistency looks like. And adjust accordingly. This is making a roux. That's what this is called. That's a French word, R-O-U-X. Is how you spell it. And you can see the consistency, right? Not super thick. It's not a paste. It's kind of like a pancake batter, maybe. Now to that, we're going to add some milk. Pour it in slowly at first, because it'll clot up like this. And if you put in too much at once, you'll get clods of gravy and then just milk. So it is sort of a pain, but just work it in a little bit at a time. Well, I definitely could have stood to make less gravy. Not that this is the worst thing in the world, but I could have just used less everything, less oil, less flour, and it would have turned out just fine. And now I'll have extra gravy. I can use it for something else. Alright, here comes the easiest part. Just going to make some waffles. I got the waffle iron heating up. And yes, I know you're very surprised to see a regular electric waffle iron. I know I should have an old school cast iron one that you put on the stove and you can flip it over. I'm looking for one. I'm just too damn cheap to buy one. They're close to $100. Everyone likes all that old cast iron shit. And yeah, Bisquick. I'm not making anything from scratch. It's just, at this point, it's too late and too much damn work. But you know, this stuff works just fine, tastes just fine, and it's a lot quicker and easier. All right, the iron's all ready. Alright, we're ready to go. Ooh, got a nice hot waffle. 2 pieces of chicken. I just popped these in the toaster a little bit just to warm them up since they've been sitting for a while. Maple syrup. Has to be real maple syrup, obviously. We're New Englanders here. We take our syrup seriously. Then just, oh yeah, douse that with some gravy. Hopefully it doesn't overflow onto the counter. You know, judging by how that chicken tasted, I don't think it's possible for this to taste bad. Oh boy. Yep, that is good. It's got everything you want. Breakfast food, which is the best food ever. Maple syrup, which is amazing. Fried stuff, which is amazing. Gravy, which is amazing. There's really nothing more you could ask for. You know, I watch a fair amount of cooking videos, and I always dislike the tasting part because, well, you know what? I can't taste it. I don't want to hear somebody else just, you know, go nuts over their food and go like, oh, this is really good. Well, you know what? Oh, boy, this is really good. You definitely got to make yourself some of this. Tomorrow night, go out to the store and buy what you need. Oh, boy, is it good. That breading for the chicken is, I don't know how it could possibly get any better. Those cornflakes, they make it work. That is the secret, I think. Oh boy, is this good. You know, you may kind of have to break your balls making a mess of the kitchen, but I'm going to tell you what, this is worth it. Well, everybody, thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed this. This is absolutely delicious. You definitely got to try it. You're definitely going to enjoy it. It is just is so good. Stick to the ribs, great for this kind of weather. We're coming into fall now. It's getting chilly. This is real hearty, warm, flavorful food. I don't know. What else can I say? It's delicious. So if you enjoyed this, if you make this and enjoy it, make sure to give me the thumbs up. Hit the subscribe button down below if you want to see more cooking videos, more tractor and engine videos, all the stuff I make. If you want to keep up to date with all that, hit the subscribe button. And also down below you'll find a Patreon link if you want to keep beer in the fridge, engines in the garage, and food in the fridge. I greatly appreciate your support. There's also a Gmail email that you can donate through PayPal if you so desire. I appreciate your help. I appreciate your views and your subscribing. I have so much fun doing this, and I love hearing your comments and suggestions and everything. Thanks for watching, everybody. Hope you enjoy this. Hope you enjoy this. God, is this good. Thanks for watching, and stay tuned for more.